behind the bed head with the sleepy eyes. I wanted to continue my exploration of vulnerability and just really get into exposing the aspects of myself that I fear for others to see. Because living in fear doesn't serve me, doesn't serve you, because it keeps me from doing my work. So, in addition to my addictions to pornography and masturbation, I also developed an addiction to food. In the places I was growing up, food was one of the things that I could get access to, and usually I was well fed, but when I'd get hungry, there wasn't always food prepared, or there wasn't it was really tight. It was really tight, and a lot of times with 4 other kids, and varying paychecks and whatnot. Food was one of those things that it made me feel wealthy. It made me feel good, and treats and other things like that had a particular emotional significance to them. And so I began to treat my emotional symptoms with food. And in that way, I didn't actually develop a healthy relationship with my emotions, or being able to really express how I was feeling, what I was thinking. And whether that lack of freedom was my belief system, was totally part of it, or it had to do with the circumstances growing up. It became real to me. The experience, the expression became real to me. And as such, I developed this entire relationship with the world around me that wasn't healthy, and it was built on fear. But it was true for me. And I don't put these videos out to shame anybody else, or to make my expectations theirs, or anything like that. This is simply an exploration of the parts of me that I am healing, because I felt wounded, and I carried those wounds, I carried that pain, I carried that distrust for, in some cases, more than 30 years. Until I became aware of it and was able to admit it. And here I am admitting it on the internet. There's an African proverb that says, when there's no enemy within, the enemy without can do us no harm. I'm paraphrasing, of course, in English. I don't know what the Swahili or the other terminology is, but it's my clear intention to expose and release my internal enemies so that I can do my work. Now, in addition to physical conditions, which in my last video I compared them to my own personal hell, there were non-physical aspects as well. Very clearly, I would see demons and other energies that were inherently malicious and seemed to have as much substance as anything physical. Emotionally, spiritually, intellectually, they were very daunting and real. And while that may not be part of some of your belief systems, it's true for me. I've studied psychology fairly extensively. I've studied religion and spirituality fairly extensively. And most, not all, but most of my experiences cannot simply be explained away as me externalizing an internal emotional conflict. Waking up in terror, going to sleep in terror, being completely surrounded by pain. Those were absolutely real experiences. And what I learned from those, what I gained from those, it's given me a profound sense of compassion and connection and understanding and knowing and trust and inspiration and empowerment. But it didn't come directly from the experience. It came from exploring and resolving that experience, going from a victimhood into a space of personal, private victory over the energy, the emotion, the thoughts that originated and propagated from those experiences. And that's where my training comes from. Anytime people come to me for emotional training, spiritual training, entrepreneurship training, it comes from a deep-seated lesson that I have learned in my life. I've engaged in many different training methods, many different seminars and things exploring that. But only the lessons that personally apply to me, that I can really change my life and have changed my life with, those are the only ones that I teach. Because it's my clear intention to reignite the soul purpose within each and every one of you. And that's my intention. In the grander vision, that to me looks like world peace. So finding peace, creating peace, cultivating peace within the individual, in your own world, and then expanding that out to the world at large. And again, I'm going to stop this one at 11:11. So, thank you for watching. I love you, and namaste.